So the Grow It Yourself, the Kitchen Garden Challenge. Let's start off with you, Antonette. Tell us about it.
Good morning and good morning to your viewers. So the Ministry of Sport and Community Development Kitchen Garden Challenge is an incentive-based project under the Prime Minister's Best Village Trophy competition in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. The Grow It Yourself Challenge started back in 2020 in support, well, the call for support of food production, increased food production, and the challenge is meant to help support food security, encourage families to get active, as well as encouraging persons to adopt home gardening. Now, the competition runs until July 15th, and there are 3 phases to this challenge. The first phase, which is happening right now, is the registration and submission of a 90 seconds video, which will tell us what seedlings you have planted, who you are, and what category you are entering. So it's important to know that participants must choose a minimum of 4 crops from a list on the ministry website, which is mscd.gov.tt. And there are 5 main categories: small, medium, large, hydroponics, and aquaponics. We also have some special categories as well: most innovative, most sustainable, people's choice, best decorative garden, best family garden, and best influencer. Registration runs until May 3rd. And of course, it's sweeteningly put, persons can win over 300,000 in cash prizes.
300,000 in cash prizes. I think I better start planting myself.
Well, you still have time.
Now, Alpha, tell us about when it comes to the participation, how are you going to keep track of people and their crops and their process?
Yeah, well, folks have different periods throughout the challenge to submit videos, right? And we would be making some pop-up visits by some of the participants as well,
right?
So so they have to potentially be on the lookout for officials from the ministry, making a visit to their garden to see how it's going and whatnot, and make sure nobody ends trying to trick us, right? so in other words, people have to be prepared. People have to start planting. They have to submit that video, and that initial video of the initial setup, putting their seedlings in and whatnot in the ground, or wherever you put it, whether it be in hydroponics, aquaponics,
right?
It's up to you. But and again, people will be advised on social media to check out our pages via the ministry, via Y-Farm, Ministry of Agriculture as well, to get little tips and tricks here and there throughout the process on how to set up their garden, how to maintain it, how to harvest. So guidance along the entire journey, so they're not on their own at all.
And what's the time constraints that they're under? Is it like a few weeks? Is it a month? How much time are we talking about? All right, Antonette, can you hear me?
I didn't get that clear. Sorry.
Yeah, the question was how much time is the competition running for? How much time are you keeping track of the crops?
Oh, okay. Well, most of the crops is like the typical 6 weeks short crops.
Right.
There's some of the crops like some of the crops might be a little longer, but Antonette can tell us a little more on the time frame itself.
All right, so to you, Antonette. All right, we seem to be having a lot of trouble with Antonette's feed there. Alpha, are you still with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we'll continue the questioning with you. We're not getting a clear connection with Antonette. Now, continuing with the conversation, you said that Antonette will tell us a little more about the time frame. You said it's roughly about 6 weeks or so. How do you choose a winner? How do you know who has the best crops in everyone who participates?
Right. So we're looking into different, I would say different categories then that will allow us to choose different winners. So you have the small kitchen garden, the medium, the large, best hydroponics, best aquaponics, etc.
Right.
But some of the special categories, most innovative kitchen gardens. So for example, how do you within the small space that you have, how you were able to really maximize production.
Right.
If you're farming in your backyard, potentially, are you going to use your fence as well to run something stringy on it, some cucumbers, for example? Are you going to utilize the air? Are you going to utilize a vertical gardening as opposed to horizontal gardening on the ground, right? The most sustainable kitchen garden as well. Materials that may be used in and around the house that you might usually dump.
Right.
Whether it may be tires, old fridge, old sink, you name it. That use of upcycling as well too. Of course, people's choice. So people who following on social media, they can share their videos, and people once they get people to really buy into their project, we'll also be looking at that. And of course, the best influencer, so all those influential folks out there like yourself, you could start your garden and
right.
and allow, influence others as well to be able to join in on the competition and that kind of thing. Most decorative, like you can't just have a black tire and you're farming in that, paint it up, color it up, paint some butterflies on it, paint, give it a little art and give it a little swag then, so it's all about swaggery culture, right? And then the best family garden as well too, involving the children, involving granny, involving the uncle, and I'm allow them to be part of this entire process so that, they can really make this thing a culture of agriculture once more in families around Trinidad and Tobago.
Definitely. I love that word you use there, swagriculture, make it cool again, make agriculture cool again, because it's something that's so needed. We've needed it for a long time, and we've seen an uptick of it rather, from since last year with the home gardens and all like that. Just to continue with my questioning, when it comes to the rule, is there anything people can be disqualified for instance, if they use artificial fertilizers and stuff like that, or is that okay?
Well, I'm not. Well, I think that we encouraging folks to go as natural as possible. As natural as possible. But it will be obviously very difficult to ascertain if they used a particular pesticide or herbicide or whatnot.
Yeah.
But we encourage it as best as possible to use natural natural means of gardening then, right? One of the things that folks we encourage is one of the things that persons who are not allowed to apply would be farmers who are already farming. Right. I think that would be one of the major things. If we identify and realize, well, wait, but a man is a big farmer, how come he enter? So I think there and then folks might get disqualified, but I'm trying to shed some more light on that as well too.
All right. And before we go,
so we have the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries. So they were using their technical staff who can pick up a few things. So they will be part of the site visit. They'll be asking the questions. They'll be checking your plants, your soil. So we have the support of the Ministry of Agriculture, Land and Fisheries, who will be part of judging this challenge as well.
All right. And as you mentioned about the site visits, how are they going to undertake such a gargantuan task of visiting everyone who may participate in the competition? Because, say for instance, it's thousands of people. How are they going to visit all these people?
So it won't be every single one that we'll be able to go to. So this is, as I said before, this is the first phase. So by the second phase, obviously we may have less persons on the first phase.
Right.
And based on that and certain concerns we may have, we will do the site visits to those persons, just to make sure that all is correct.
All right. And just repeat for us the registration information and how the public can get involved, how they can, possibly win quite a bit of money.
All right. So this is a call for all aspiring gardeners, regardless of age, families, influencers. Registration is ongoing and ends on May 3rd. Persons can go to the ministry's website, mscd.gov.tt, where they can click on the Grow It Yourself banner on the website, which will take them to the microsite. There they will be able to register and upload their video. But I must say, registration is only completed when persons submit their 90 seconds video. Right. So you can go ahead and register, but it wouldn't be registered until you submit that video. And of course, if persons may have any technical issues in terms of uploading and registering, we do have a chatbot that will assist you.
All right, wonderful. Well, with that, I want to thank you both for joining us this morning. I do wish you and the public the very best for this competition, and let's see how it goes in about 6 weeks or so. And hopefully, well, everyone will be a winner because, you know, they'd be having their own kitchen garden. So even if they don't win a monetary prize, they would have their crops that they would have grown at home themselves. So I encourage you to grow it yourself. Go onto their website, go onto their Facebook page as well. And don't forget to do your 90-second video. You know, just that is a part of the process, and you would not be registered if you don't. So ensure that you do that. Call them or email them for more information if you need it. But yeah, I encourage everyone to go out there and grow it yourself. I've been chatting this morning with Antonette Brotherson-Brusco, who's the Senior Corporate Communications Officer with the MALF. I have also been chatting with Sennon, who is the Great Yourself influencer. And remember, you too can engage in swagriculture.